Young voters, particularly those in Gen Z, represent a significant and increasingly influential demographic in American politics. Their sheer numbers have the potential to swing elections, making them a highly coveted voting bloc for politicians of all stripes. Engaging this demographic requires a different approach, one that moves beyond traditional campaign rallies and stump speeches. In today's digital age, reaching young voters necessitates understanding their online habits, their preferred platforms, and the influencers who hold their attention. Recent election cycles have witnessed a surge in youth participation, demonstrating their growing awareness of the stakes involved and their desire to shape the future of the country. This surge can be attributed to the rise of social media as a platform for political discourse and the increasing salience of issues such as climate change and gun control. Politicians who hope to capture the youth vote must recognize that traditional campaign strategies are no longer sufficient. Successful campaigns must prioritize relatability, leveraging the power of social media, online influencers, and unconventional platforms to connect with young voters on their own terms. Former President Donald Trump recently sat down for an interview with Adin Ross, a popular streamer known for his online gaming content and humor. The interview, hosted on Kick, marked a departure from traditional political interviews, focusing on entertainment and personality. Trump's decision to engage with Ross reflects an attempt to connect with younger voters. Ross, in a casual t-shirt, mixed lighthearted banter with probing questions, covering topics from the 2024 election to Trump's personal life. Trump, at ease, responded with humor and insights on various issues. By appearing on Ross's show, Trump bypassed traditional media, opting for direct communication with a skeptical demographic. While the interview with Adin Ross touched upon a wide range of topics, Trump didn't shy away from launching into familiar attacks against his political opponents, particularly Vice President Kamala Harris and Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC. His criticisms, delivered with his trademark blend of bluntness and hyperbole, highlighted his continued efforts to paint the Democratic Party as extreme and out of touch with the values of everyday Americans. Trump reserved his harshest critiques for Vice President Harris, questioning her qualifications for office and suggesting that her potential running mates in the 2024 election were all more competent. He repeatedly referred to her as ultra-left and ultra-radical, terms intended to evoke images of extremism and ideological rigidity. His comments about AOC, while also critical, took on a more nuanced tone. While he dismissed some of her policy positions as unrealistic, he also acknowledged her political acumen and undeniable charisma. This mix of criticism and grudging respect suggests that Trump recognizes AOC's influence within the Democratic Party and her effectiveness in connecting with younger, more progressive voters. By targeting these two women, Trump aims to mobilize his base and appeal to moderate voters wary of radical policies. In a departure from his criticisms of political opponents, Trump also used the interview with Adin Ross to express admiration for figures outside the traditional political sphere, namely Tesla CEO Elon Musk and podcast host Joe Rogan. Trump's affinity for Musk likely stems from their shared entrepreneurial background and their mutual embrace of disruptive innovation. Both men have challenged established industries, amassed significant wealth, and cultivated public personas that oscillate between brilliance and eccentricity. His praise for Rogan points toward a more calculated attempt to court Rogan's massive and highly engaged audience. Rogan, whose podcast consistently ranks among the most popular in the world, has become a powerful voice in American culture, particularly among young men disillusioned with traditional media. By aligning himself with Rogan, even indirectly, Trump may be seeking to tap into this vast and influential listener base. Beyond specific individuals, Trump also used the interview to reiterate his commitment to free speech, a topic that has become increasingly charged in recent years. He framed himself as a defender of open discourse, arguing that attempts to suppress certain viewpoints represent a dangerous erosion of fundamental freedoms. In a surprising twist, Trump delved into the world of streamer culture during his conversation with Adin Ross. This move, while unexpected, highlights his willingness to engage with new media forms and reach out to younger audiences. By participating in this kind of online interaction, Trump is not just acknowledging the growing influence of streamers, but also attempting to position himself as a relevant figure in this digital age. One of the more lighthearted moments of the interview came when Trump participated in various online games and even received virtual gifts from viewers. These interactions served to humanize him, presenting a side of the former president that is rarely seen in traditional media. By engaging in these activities, Trump was able to connect with the audience on a more personal level, breaking down some of the barriers that often exist between politicians and the public. So did this unconventional approach work? The impact of Trump's appearance on Adin Ross's stream remains to be fully seen, but it certainly represents a shift in political outreach strategies. By embracing new platforms and engaging with diverse audiences, Trump is setting a precedent for how politicians might connect with voters in the future. Whether this will translate into tangible political support or simply serve as a momentary engagement remains an open question, but it undeniably marks a new chapter in the intersection of politics and digital media.